Rise and shine, beloved. We are here. Come on in, come on in. Come on, let's take a moment and go invite your friends, your family members. Spiritual Success TV is live. Let me just get to Facebook again and throw up a happy grand rising. There we go. Okay. Okay, something popped up that didn't have any business. All right, here we go. Let me throw up a happy 31st day. Okay, here we go. That didn't say day, it said Faye. Okay, beloved, I'm here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, we are at day number 31. We're talking about awakening your divine sovereignty, how to trust and act on divine guidance. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We're here. Let's activate the success mind. With that being said, sit with feet flat, back straight, hand on heart, hand on core. Take a good healing deep breath in. Out through the mouth and exhale. Relax fully and completely. From the crown of the head to the sole of the feet. Relax. Relax deeper. More completely relax. Deep breath in. Out through the mouth. Turn the focus inward. To the rich inner life. The kingdom of God that is within. We tap into infinite wisdom, infinite power. We activate and allow the higher self, the God self, the Holy Spirit to arise. We're here. One more for the power of 3. Deep breath in and exhale. Yes, come on in, beloved. Let me know you're here. Give me a great grand rising. Come on in. I apologize. I was running a few minutes behind. Time got away this morning. When I looked up again, it was like 6:30. Hey, Reese, thanks for joining us live. So I apologize. All right, let's get cracking on day number 31. We are here, and I'm just going to go ahead and let the banner crawl now and get that out the way. All right. Day number 31. We have been here. I don't believe I've done an early morning empowerment for 31 days. Either I did it once or probably not ever in the last 15 years. But we used to meet every Monday when I first started, every first Monday at 6 a.m. Eastern. So I'm considering maybe reinstituting that again. It'll be at 7 a.m. Eastern, not 6 if I do it. But I'm also considering continuing through as I am working through my own personal growth and development. And, our 30, 60, 90 principle. And so I'm thinking about whatever I was doing the last 30 days continue. All right, let's look at this. I got the email that's going out. You should get it around 8 a.m. this morning. And it's all about awakening now, this divine sovereignty that we was talking about, but more importantly, how to trust and how to act on divine guidance. We've traveled a lot over the last 31 days, and I was just pulling little snippets, posting it, doing a reel. But over the weekend, I want to take a deep reflective dive over the last 31 days and assess, right? We talked about that, the power of assessment and reflection, because you're not as bad off as you've been told or that your ego mind wants you to believe that you are. So let's just dive right in, and we're going to be looking at this over the entire weekend. I'm going to revisit this on Sunday as we begin to set and lay foundation for High Frequency February. Can you put that in your notes? February is going to be all about high frequency. Still, we're working with the energy of the winter months. We're working with the energy of being introspective, strategizing, setting up, laying ground rules, maybe learning something new, a new tool, a new technology that will go along, that will be strategy that you can put in place, where you can have tactics that you use and tools, techniques that you use to go forward and fulfill your desire. I have to slow down and say this again. Spirit is saying this is worth repeating. In our 30, 60, 90 principle in the spiritual success life community, every 90 days, you can have a new breakthrough. You can have a new lifestyle. You want to take advantage of that this year. Setting these benchmarks, 90-day goals. We call it a 90-day run back in network marketing days, right? There is something said to be taking these 12 weeks and then break it up into 1 month at a time. So you have 3 months, and then you have 4 to 5 weeks in a month. That will give you a minimum of 12 weeks to work on one thing. That's it. But something that I'm chewing and digesting to myself is to remind myself that nothing happens if you don't take any action. You could be thinking about it all you want to in your mental realm. You could keep saying it. You could keep telling your friends and your family members about it. But if you do not take any action in that direction, nothing happens. Nothing happens. So I believe it was Einstein that says a body at rest, or anything at rest, meaning whatever the trajectory that you're on, a body at rest will remain in rest until an opposite force comes and impact it. Right? So with the same amount of intensity that you're on this trajectory, something with an opposite and equal force have to come and collide with that to impact it, to make impact. And then it moves and shifts the direction. I was sharing this in the Spiritual Success Life community with one of the private clients, and we was talking about energy, energy, energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. I want you to keep that. Come on. Type that in the comments for me. Everything is energy. This year is all about energy, 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 and then put energy management. Learning how to manage and command energy as well, right? So watch this, beloved. Anytime you have movement, you start pushing and manipulating energy. Anytime you take the tiniest step in a direction, it creates a different atmosphere. I'm being very sensitive to that because I'm reacquainting myself with how easily energy shifts. And I know you all have seen this, right? I want you to pay attention when you're cleaning a small area. Thank you, Reese. When you're cleaning a small area, like maybe your bathroom or maybe a countertop or a dresser top, I want you to pay specific attention of what the energy feels like when that thing is calling you and says it's time to clean. It's time to clean. Too much dust has accumulated. I want you to see what that energy feels like, because every energy carries a signature. Then when it's all cleaned and shining and smelling good, I want you to pay attention to the energy. You will feel how the energy got lighter, how a little bit more light has come into that area. That's that good feeling. You ever get that good feeling when you clean something and then you look back at it? That was like when I was young, that was my favorite thing to do. So I'm a morning person. On the weekends, right? Because I was working so I'm going back to like my early 20s. So on a Saturday, I would get up and I would clean the entire house, mop and wax floors. Yes, that was back in the days when we used to put wax on floors. Mop, wax floors, everything shining, mirrors, windows, everything good. I would have one shopping. Watch this. I would even cook Sunday dinner. Yes, that was back in the day when we would cook Sunday dinner. And I would have everything done by 12 o'clock. And then the rest of the day, I still believe it. I believe in that to this day. Get everything done early, then you could do what you want the rest of the day, right? And this was before I even had children. Kizzy may have been born. Yes, she was, because I had her at 2021. All right, so now watch this. I remember how I used to like stand back, like that apartment at that time. You would come in the door, and y'all know New York apartments, right? And you would come in, there was a bathroom right there, and then the kitchen, and then the rest of the house, you could just look. I remember standing back there and just looking down at all the rooms and looking at the floors and how it was shining and how it just smelled so good. And I remember getting such a good feeling from that, right? That's because the energy shifted. Not only that, I was taking a moment to celebrate my accomplishment, which is the next thing that is so important. We talk about this. Yes, when everything is fresh and clean and feels so light in the air, and I become so productive. Yes, Reese, yes, absolutely. So in our community, we are big. The first thing I tell people when they come to work with me one-on-one or even in our group is that you have to create sacred space. Create sacred space. That space is yours, where your family members, your partner, whoever you're sharing living space with, they have to know that this is your space. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It could be a little corner in the room. I've had clients that just cleaned out a closet and made some space. You have to have sacred space that you start charging and programming that, like Reese said, when you want to become productive, you know how to get in that space. I do that in my office. There's a certain way I clean my desk and all of that up and get it ready for me to be productive. And this year, I'm going to completely change my office around. I want a totally new energy in there. And that's where my sacred space is, in my office. All right. So we're talking about now the 30, 60, 90 principle, but I want you to use that to awaken your divine sovereignty this year so that you are sovereign. And what it means to be sovereign means that, I said yesterday, you have complete power and authority. You have power and authority to act, to carry out, to make things happen. So the email here says this: there is a power within you, deep, rich, and limitless. Please put that in your notes. I have a power within me that is deep, that is rich, that is limitless. We talked about that already this week, right? Great Grand Rising, come on, let me know you're here, right? So watch this. A power that sees beyond the surface. I'm going to just end with this one paragraph today. There is a power within you, deep, rich, and limitless. A power that sees beyond the surface. Y'all better talk back to me right here. Hears beyond the noise and senses the truth in ways the mind cannot comprehend. This is your divine sovereignty. God, that's enough for me right there. I want you to chew that. I want that to go down into the cells of your being. My. I want to say it again because I want you to catch this. You know my saying, more is caught than taught. I have a power within me. Yes, Reese, that is deep, rich, and limitless. Watch this. It hears beyond the noise, senses truth in ways the mind can never comprehend. The mind can't comprehend this. This is your divine sovereignty. I'm going to put that up so all can see. Yes. There it is. Yes. I have a power within me that's deep, rich, and limitless. I stand in acceptance and agreement. Amen. And it is so. It is so. So when you look at this, we're going to wrap this up right in here over the next 2 minutes. Watch this. So when you look at this and you acknowledge this, I feel that all in my heart chakra, my solar plexus, we talked about this, my center of power. What is happening, beloved, when we hear? He that have ears to hear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying, right? When we lock in and we hear, I could feel the very cells in my body reacting to this word. It's feeding my spirit, but down on the cellular level, I could feel a shifting. I could feel a breaking forth. And I want to take a moment, and this is how I teach my students. We don't rush through moments like this. Whenever you are impacted by something you hear, something you see, you want to take a moment and digest it. So let's take a breath in and exhale. I want to take a few seconds here. Come on, go to 0 and let this word work. Go to 0. I want you to breathe again. Exhale. Go to 0. Let the word work. Beloved, this is how you take the labor out of the work. This is how you take the striving out of the success principles. This is how you work and take the striving out of the supernatural. This is how it's done. You have to become aware, self-aware. Something has impacted. Remember how I talked about that force that Einstein spoke about earlier? A force greater. So just me reading that one paragraph that I wrote, that was a force coming against what was resonant or what was stagnant in a certain area. I could feel it within. That's why I love doing this work, because I'm not just speaking to you, I'm speaking to me. We have an outer ear and an inner ear. I'm hearing all of this in my spirit. So I used to tell my folks when I was pastoring New Life all the time, I'm cooking for y'all, but I love my cooking too. I love to eat what I prepare. I don't just prepare this because it sounds good. I prepare this because I'm eating it as well. Yes, I'm eating it as well. Pulling the ingredients together to make this thing work, and then I work it. Long after we get off of the broadcast, off to the air, I'm taking these words, these emails, the journal prompts that I give you, the questions that I get, I answer them myself. Many times I do it before I give it to you, especially when I'm testing a new theory to see if something's going to work. I'm the first partaker of the fruit. I want to make sure it works, right? So I have within me a power that is deep, rich, limitless, a power that sees beyond the surface. Do I have any discerning people in the room? Come on and talk back to me. You know, they say that about June babies we see. We have a discernment that is just unmatched in any other of the 12 houses. We could see beyond the surface instantly without even trying. And I want to just pause there for a minute, because if you have that, many of you have keen and sharp discernment. I want you to acknowledge that and honor that today. Talk back to me and say, that's me. We could pick up on the slightest. All I have to do, when I see a person, I don't have to try to read them. They're just read. I don't have to try to figure them out. They're figured out. That's a gift thing. I came here with that, so I can't say anything about it, right? And how do I know it's right? Because everybody in my sphere of influence, all my friends, all my colleagues over the year, they all acknowledge that, right? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, we do. Sometimes I know you can get overwhelmed, right? That's because you're an empath, right? Highly sensitive, empathic, right? And so I'm telling you, I read pictures, I read photos instantly. I could hear a voice instantly. I could read. I remember my baby daughter. One time she was talking to this guy, and he called the house one day, and he just said, "Hello." I told her, "That's a loser. Get rid of him." I mean, instantly, you could just tell. What was I picking up? I could feel the energy. I could sense the energy, and she just bust out laughing because she said, "Mommy, I know that is the truth." Just an instance, I don't try to do it. I'm not looking to do it. I told when I was teaching the School of Deliverance, I would tell the people all the time, there's a difference between discernment and suspicion. I'm not suspicious of anyone. Everybody is like, you have 100% credibility with me. You have to give me a reason not to trust you. I'm not suspicious and just don't trust people. That's not it. I trust you. Have to give me a reason not to trust you. So with all of that, you can see beyond the surface. You can sense things that the mind can never comprehend. I'm gonna tell this last story and I'm done. Watch this. I was young. This is how keen and sharp this gift is. I was very young. I was around 14 years old when I went to the Baptist church where I got introduced to salvation, right? We had a revival. That's how I got filled with the Holy Spirit. That's another story for another day. But I was always an old soul, a mature soul. And I was friends with this grown woman that had children my age, had children older than me and younger than me. I was friends with her. We went to the same Baptist church, right? She had a boyfriend at the time. And so we were talking and we would sit and have these long conversations. This is how mature I was, always was mature, beyond my age. And we was having a conversation and she was speaking to me, a 14-year-old, about her boyfriend, this grown man. And I began to talk and tell things. I told it so accurately, Reese, that this woman got so suspicious of me. She said, you could have never known that if you were not spending time with him. Come on. I'm a 14-year-old kid. Needless to say, that was one of the worst things that happened to me in my life. That man got so mad at her because she was accusing him of me. He blew up. He got angry. He started throwing things and flipped me across the room. Awful. And then she tried to apologize. It was never the same. I was just a child. But that's how keen and sharp that discernment was working. That's how prophetic and insightful I was. And I didn't even know it. The same happened, that same Baptist church that we was in. I was about 14, 15 years old now. I gave my first prophetic judgment. Didn't know what I was doing. And I said, I don't know how. The name of the church was Messiah Missionary Baptist Church. I don't mind saying it. And I said, I'm leaving Messiah. I said, I don't know how. I said, they're flourishing like a green bay tree, but they're getting ready to be cut down to a stump. I didn't know what I was saying. Didn't know. Within less than a few months, God came through there. Our first revival that church ever had was supposed to be 3 days. That revival ran 30 days. After the 30 days, that church was gutted. When I said that was a full blooming church, that church was cut down to a stump. By Easter Sunday, there was 11 people in attendance. This is just when you have these giftings. I came here with this. Yes. So sorry, but this is how we grew to know how to manage these things. Yes, I was very outspoken as well from really young. Exactly right. This is how we learn how to manage these things. Thank you Thank you for that compassion there. But that's all to say that now that we are growing up and we know that we have these giftings and they're sharp and they're keen and they're accurate, now we know how to use them, right? We know how to use them. And so, with that being said, beloved, you are a divine sovereign. And I want you to activate your sovereignty in such a way that you trust and you act on divine guidance. Now, for me, I'm thinking I'm going to be right back here tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern. And then Sunday, we'll do 10 a.m. And then Monday, I'm just going to keep moving and see what it is I'm being guided to do, because I know there's something coming out of all of this. It already is. All right, lovely. So with that being said, I'm going to encourage you, sow a seed, be a blessing for all that we've covered, all you walk through this month. Tap into your heart and ask, what is the seed I should sow? Sow the seed, and then we're going to water that seed. And I want to call the seed for the 31 days, I want to call it Breakthrough 31. Because rather you feel it, rather you see it or know it, there has been a breakthrough that hit your life. Breakthrough 31, that we're bringing this 31 days into culmination, and we're going to allow it to do what it's been sent to do. All right, lovelies, I'm going to release you with many blessings for the rest of your day and your week. Come on, who's that? Somebody give me a great grand rising. Let me know you're here. Let me say hello. Let me give you some love before we go today. Beloved, all of this is on YouTube under the live video tab, right? So on Spiritual Success TV on YouTube, all these videos are there, but you have to click live, and then you'll see all of these videos because I'm going live when I do this. All right. I am excited. I feel something in my spirit. I'm just going to take a moment and just be thankful and grateful. We are still in our deep dive of gratitude. We're going to continue through that. All right. Beloved, be grateful today. Be thankful. Activate this divine sovereignty, and let's go. All right, lovelies. Love you so much. Bye-bye.